going to head over to back into my books here, and if I just scroll down here, first of all, I'm going to just show a piece here. This is actually a collection of children's work. These are year 4 children, and you'll get a sense of what the task was about from the title there. And if I go to pages, you'll see some of the work here. But if I just say to you that, you know, the layout here and the images were all sourced within Book Creator, and this, you know, layout was put together reasonably independently by these year 4 children, just get a sense of why Book Creator is such a brilliant tool for children to use. Frankly, they can have ownership over their work a lot of the time, and it's not you as a teacher having to intervene and help out. You know, manipulating graphics in Word or Google Docs is a nightmare for year 4 and year 3, year 4 children, and older often, and adults, right? It's always traditionally been tricky, and this tool makes it really simple. I'm going to come out of here and go to the top left, and you'll see in here that I've got 2 libraries. It's worth talking about this. On the free version of Book Creator, which is what we've used across our trust and continue to use. I mean, there might come a point where we want to pay some money to get some further features, but it's worth noting that you can pretty much use this tool without paying any money at the moment. So here is my books, which is private, and that means that I can't share it with the students. Okay, I can't share that library with students, so they can't put their work into that library. But this one over here, which I've put together, is a shared one, and if I was to archive that library, I can then go and create a new library over here. But if I go into this one, which is Titanic Writing, so I've just imagined a literacy route of lessons that might sort of accumulate in some writing about the Titanic. And this template, before you start thinking, oh my goodness, look at all the work he's put into it, I haven't. If I go up here, you'll see that Book Creator's got all these lovely templates in it now, and the one I used was this one. So if I take that, you'll see, there we go, ready to be edited. And, you know, from my point of view, the lovely thing about this is you sort of remove the thinking about the graphical elements, or at least all of the time consuming part of that, and the children can focus on their writing, perhaps a little bit of layout work as well. But, you know, you soon manage to produce something really impressive, and the children can take great pride in what they're producing. So you see these templates being laid out nicely, and they're just there to be taken and used, and there's lots of them. I'm going to get rid of this one, show you that. Click down there, delete book. There we go. I can get it back for 2 weeks, but I'm not going to. Goodbye. So I've got a template in here. Now, I don't have to work like this with the children, but I've found that if you give them something to go from at the beginning, you push them down the line with their learning that much quicker than giving them a blank sheet of paper. And you know, it's like that in real life as well, isn't it? You scaffold the learning, you kind of put it in the context of what they're going to produce, and in this sense, hopefully they're going to enjoy what they're doing. So, but the main thing here is that up here you've got an invite code. So when I click that, I've got this code. Now, using Chromebooks at school, what I would often do is take that code and write it on the whiteboard. Okay, so it's up there. If a child hasn't done it after 10 minutes and the rest of the children have moved on, fine, it's up on the whiteboard. I'll often write it in lowercase as well, because using the Chromebooks, their keyboards happily are in lowercase, all right? But it doesn't matter. When the child logs in, it will ask them for a code. They put it in. Doesn't matter if they put it in lowercase, uppercase, whatever. In they go. And so that's a fairly simple process. I did it with some year 2s a couple of weeks ago, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well they got in there. You know, overall, I would say Book Creator really comes into its own from sort of year 3 up, if we're thinking about children having real independence over it. So that's how it's shared, and that will sit there and stay there for that library. And unless you want to press this and expire the code, which you probably don't want to do, that will sit there and be used. So if you're using this in you know, homework scenario or remote learning, let's say it's homework, all you would have to do is say to children, right, here's the code, go to Book Creator, log in and put the code in, and that's where your work's going to go. Okay, so the code is really the secret to them getting to the right place. And what I think I will do in a moment is I've got some logins available if anyone wants to log in as a student, and they can actually have a go at this. And you can see from this task that children would, you know, let's go in here and you'll see there's these text blocks. I'm not going to move that around. If I double click them, I get to the point where I can edit them. Okay, so let's say, who am I today? Susan Smith in my class. That isn't anyone, I've just thought of it. But you'll see I can then start to edit and improve my writing about the Titanic. There we go. Isn't it wonderful? And so I'm starting to write. The formatting will remain the same. And as I write each and every paragraph, it will start to come into that section. Obviously, it's going to look a lot better than my gobbledygook that I've just put in there. You'll see there's a caption bit on there as well for children to also use. Let me just go back to there. So I've got the invite code, and I knew this would be a little bit tricky, but it's nice to give you an idea of how it works. I'm going to come back to you guys. I am now going to stop recording.